Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your Monday Night Raw review on Monday, November 30th, 2020. Very quick review tonight, man. I was barely able to stay awake for this game. This show tonight. Just nothing really feels important on this show at all. It's just every Monday the show's over at 11 o'clock and it's like, thank God that show's over. So gonna make this a quick review. I was actually watching more of the football game tonight between the Seahawks and Eagles than I was Raw. Seahawks are beating the Eagles right now in the fourth quarter, 20-9. So let's just get into this review for Raw tonight. We started off with a moment of bliss with Randy Orton, and he was talking about I know Bray Wyatt, I know him very well, and at first, a couple years ago, I was able to find this weakness, and it was the Wyatt family compound. And now I'm going to have to find this weakness as the Fiend, and I think I'm looking at it. So the Fiend lights go out, and Randy says to Alexa Bliss, I told you so. Then the lights go out, and Alexa says, I told you so. And the Fiend comes up, and you got Randy Orton holding Alexa Bliss, and the Fiend's out there, and he's kind of pleading for Randy Orton to give Alexa Bliss back to him, and Randy gave her back to Bray Wyatt, and that was the end of the segment. I actually thought that was pretty good. That was a pretty good segment with a twist. I like where Randy Orton is trying to pick the Fiend's weaknesses, whatever, but like I said last week, I think I said this last week, the build for this match I think could be very good, but at the end of the day, the match that's going to happen at probably TLC is going to suck, and that's the reality of the situation. I think the match is going to suck at TLC when they eventually face each other. Then I'm just going to fly by the other stuff that didn't matter whatsoever. We had Jeff Hardy versus Elias in a Sympathy of Destruction match. Who cares, man? The match was fun, I guess, for what it was, but I mean, there's just, who cared about it? Like, there's just a few that doesn't matter at all. But Jeff Hardy won with a Swanton bomb on the outside through a table. Very scary spot, man. You had the table laying on the outside. Jeff Hardy hit a Swanton bomb, and the back of his head hit the lower part of the steel steps. Just an absolutely brutal spot right there. That looked terrible. So, Jeff Hardy won. This feud is finally over, thank goodness. I think you get these guys on the different things. Elias has been a joke since he's came back. I don't think Elias has won a match. So, as far as I'm concerned, you can write Elias off TV. Seriously. Then we had Slapjack versus Ricochet. Did not matter at all, man. Did not matter. Slapjack defeated Ricochet. And if that doesn't say that Ricochet's buried, I don't know what does, because it doesn't matter who Slapjack really is, Shane Thorne. But if you lose to a guy named Slapjack, I mean, that's absolutely embarrassing. So he beat Ricochet, so, and Retribution's still dead. So then we had Miz TV with Sheamus. This is basically to set up the tag team main event tonight, which I have no idea why that tag team match main evented the show over the triple threat match, which was a great triple threat match. But they were setting this up on Miz TV. Miz and Morrison attacked Sheamus Drew McIntyre did not come out for the save. I'm guessing that that's going to be they're going to start planting some seeds for Sheamus and Drew McIntyre to be the WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble, which I don't mind at all. And I think that could be a very, very good match. Then we got probably the worst thing on the show. We got Asuka and Lana versus Shayna and Nia Jax. The challengers won. The challengers won this match. So what do you guys think is going to happen? Of course, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler lost. They're going to end up defending the tag team titles against Asuka and Lana at the pay-per-view, probably. And what's even worse about all of this? What's worse about all of this is that they made Lana pin Shayna Baszler clean in the middle of the ring. They made Lana pin Shayna Baszler clean. That's an absolute disgrace and a slap in the face to good women's wrestlers in the WWE. Because Lana is absolutely trash, and Shayna Baszler, she deserves so much better than this mediocre bullshit feud she's in with Lana and Nia Jax. Both Asuka and Shayna Baszler deserve much better than this. Then we saw Cedric Alexander versus Xavier Woods as Carson Wentz goes down for another sack. We saw Cedric Alexander versus Xavier Woods. Decent match, but this just goes to prove you that WWE absolutely has zero tag teams. That they got the Hurt Business losing twice to the New Day. They lost twice to the New Day, and they're still interrupting them in segments. And now they're going to try to justify the Hurt Business getting yet another shot at the tag team titles by having both members of the Hurt Business defeat both members of the New Day. And that's just WWE for you. That's WWE's way of having tag teams earn a tag team title match at pay-per-views. It's just pathetic. It's just pathetic, and it's lazy. I hate it so much. And then we got the only thing, probably the opening segment, and this was the only thing worth watching on the show. AJ Styles, Matt Riddle, and Keith Lee. Great triple threat match, man. This was a great triple threat match. Some pretty good back and forth action between all three of the guys. Omos got involved, kept helping AJ out a little bit. But this was a really good triple threat match with three really good wrestlers. And we all knew AJ was going to get the win at the end. He sure did. AJ won with the phenomenal forearm on Matt Riddle. And now we're getting AJ and Drew McIntyre at TLC. Right result? Absolutely. AJ was going to win this match. It's a nice feud for Drew McIntyre from now until he eventually goes off and feuds with Sheamus over the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. And that should be a very good match, like I mentioned later on. And I think AJ versus Drew McIntyre should be a very good match at TLC for the WWE Championship. Then we got Dana Brooke and Reckoning. I'm just going to fly by with the last three things of the show. Dana Brooke defeated Reckoning. Embarrassing. Reckoning had her first match, and she lost to Dana Catering Brooke. Bobby Lashley attacked Matt Riddle backstage after Matt Riddle lost. So I guess they're setting up Riddle versus Bobby Lashley. That's how I feel after. That's how I feel after Raw. That right there, that yawn. Bobby Lashley attacked Matt Riddle, and then the main event: McIntyre and Sheamus versus Miz and Morrison. Match ended in a DQ after Styles hit a phenomenal forearm on McIntyre. Morrison hit the Starship Pain, which, by the way, does absolutely nothing to the opponent, and that move absolutely sucks. And then Miz hit Skull Crushing Finale, and Miz was being a dork, not cashing in the briefcase, and of course, he didn't get to cash in, and the show ended with AJ screaming at McIntyre while on the being carried away by Omos. And that was the way Raw ended. Just a boring, horrible edition of Monday Night Raw. I could have easily fell asleep during the show if I didn't watch the football game tonight. It's not like the game was any better because the Seahawks absolutely dominated the Eagles. But, man, if I didn't watch football tonight, I probably would have been asleep by 9 o'clock. And I'm getting out of here with the review. So thank you guys for tuning in to the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. We're at 264 subscribers right now. 36 subscribers away until 300 subscribers, so I appreciate that. Comment down below. I want to know your predictions. Actually, I want to know your reaction to tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Hit that like button if you like what I had to say in the video. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. I'll put my Dolphins reaction video from tomorrow in the link in the description down below, and I'll put my SmackDown review in there as well. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for AEW. Winter is coming. We got Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley for the World Championship. So it's going to be a huge night on the channel. Have a good night and stay safe.